Hello guys, how are you doing? Yes, this is your Dr. Vandari Shiva. In this video, we are going to discuss about rounding off, which is from Units and Measurements chapter. So now from class 11th, okay. So generally we have certain rules for rounding off, but sometimes it is misleading or confusing. So for example, you'll have the rules like this. If the digit to be dropped is less than 5, then the preceding digit remains the same and so on. So sometimes it is difficult to remember. Okay, for that I have find out a trick. The trick is, so let us consider a number is like this 3.172 something like this. Let us call the last digit as x, previous digit as y, and further previous digit as z. Okay, now if suppose the last digit is less than 5, x is less than 5, then obviously you can keep your previous digit as it is, y to y only. If suppose x is greater than 5, then you can take y as y plus 1. I mean, you're going to raise that previous digit by 1. That's the meaning of it. Now, for example, x is equal to 5. We'll talk about that little later. Just hold on. Now, if suppose the previous digit, which is equal to 5, then only the problem arises. So here, x, I mean, when y is equal to 5, we can see two cases actually. I mean, when x is not equal to 0, other one when x is equal to 0. When x is not equal to 0, no issues. You can just raise your previous digit to the y. That means z can be increased by 1. Z becomes z plus 1. That's it. But whereas your x value is 0, then if y is equal to 5 and x is equal to 0, then you have to see whether z is even or not. If z is even, then you don't have to do anything. Z remains z only. Z remains z only. Whereas z is odd, let us say. Z is the odd number. I mean, the previous number to this y is equal to 5 is odd number. Then you have to raise that odd number by 1. Z becomes z plus 1. Clear? That is how you have to attempt. Now suppose if x is equal to 5, then it is the same case actually. I mean, you are going to consider the last digit as 0. I mean, you will see something like next digit is 0, then you will consider this y is equal to 5 case only, where you consider the last digit is equal to 0, and then you have to see the previous digit and so on. Okay, just like this case only. Right, now let us take some examples so that you understand how to do it. Okay, so let us say a question is given: round off the following numbers to two significant figures. Okay, so let us just take it. So for example, first question is 4.72. So you have to see the last digit which is equal to x. X is less than 5, so y will be as it is. So you can say it is a 4.7 only. Understand? Next, 4.76 is the number. Then x value is greater than 5. Then you can say y can be raised by 1. So it becomes 4.8. Right? Next, let us take a 4.752. So now let us take the previous digit. Y is equal to 5. So y is equal to 5 means you have to check two conditions, whether x is not equal to 0 or x is equal to 0. X is not equal to 0 here, isn't it? So then you have to raise the z by 1. So the answer will be 4.8 directly. Understand? Next, 4.653 is there, let us say. 4.653. So this number is also falls under this category, where y value is 5 and x value is not equal to 0. So you have to raise the previous number by 1. So it becomes 4.7. That's it now. Next, 4.750. So this number is a little different. You have to see y value is nothing but 5 and x value is 0. Then you have to check whether z is even or odd. If z is even, then you have to keep that number as it is. If z is odd, you have to raise that number by 1. So z is odd here, so you have to raise that number by 1. 4.8. Now 4.650 is there, let us say. Understand? Now y is equal to 5 and x is equal to 0. So you have to see whether z is even or odd. Z is even, so you have to keep that number same. Next, 4.352. Okay, now For example, when this category also falls under this. So basically, y is equal to 5, x is not equal to 0. So you have to raise the previous number by 1. So it is 4.4. Understand? Next, you have got 4.350, let us say. 4.350. So here the y value is 5, x value is 0, then your z value is odd. Then what will happen? You have to raise that z value by 1. So again it will become 4.4. This case, isn't it? Next 4.450 it is, let us say. Then what will you do? Then you will have to consider the previous number. So y value is 5, x value is 0. You have to consider the previous number. Previous number is actually whether z is even or odd. So z is even here. So you have to keep that number as it is. So I told you we'll discuss about this case at the end. So for example, you have got 4.45 or 4.450 will be considered as the same. So that's why I have not considered as a different case. So what will be the answer here? So here it's like y value is equal to 5. Okay, then z is even, then you have to take this case. So you have to keep that number as it is. For example, you have got 4.35, let us say 4.35 or 4.25, let us say for example 4.25. Then your y value is equal to 5. Of course you are considering x is equal to 0 here. Okay, so y value is equal to 5 and the previous digit z is even number, so you will have to keep the number as it is. If it is 4.35, it is the same case. I think it is clear. So if you have any doubts, you can let me know. So generally for addition or subtraction in rounding off we take the decimal points and we'll round up the final answer to the least value, whichever the number in the actual values is having a least decimal point. We'll consider that decimal point and keep that as, we'll maintain that many decimals in the final answer. Next, if you are looking for multiplication or division, if you want to round off any number or answer which has come due to multiplication or division, then you have to look for the least significant figure, and in the final answer you have to keep that many number of significant figures. That's it. Okay, thank you very much for your watching. Thank you. See you.